go. I was gonna go all 2 minutes, but I didn't want to do that, man. I'm like, man, we ready to go right now, man. Hey,
I seen that.
Hey, I seen it. I was like, man, was it supposed to be 2 minutes? I don't think so, man. 1 minute is good enough. Anyway, I'm Akeem. This is Blair Coates. We are the 49er Empire Podcast, and we are ready to go today. How's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's fine. I am so happy this 2020 season is over. Yeah. I am so happy that the Niners have the 12th seed. Now we can plan. Now we can scheme. We got guys healthy. I like that Brandon Ayuk sit out. I don't want no torn ACL in the last game with Brandon Ayuk. Mm-hmm. You know, let's save the guys. It's no problem to me, okay? We was competitive. We could have won that game, but I think we took our foot off the pedal a little bit. We throttled down. Let's get to 12th seed instead of 19. I'm okay. We was competitive. Now we in position. Now we up here. Let's talk about this game, and then let's go into some grades on the ceiling on the season. Talk about the game a little bit. Tell me what you thought.
Like you said, it was a phenomenal game. We were in it. I think we spoke about this on Wednesday's podcast. We said it was going to be a close game. It was going to come down to the fourth quarter. We all know it. You know it. I know it. Russell Wilson is Mr. Fourth Quarter, and that's what it came down to. Obviously, CJ Beathard missed a few passes here or there. I know we missed use check on one. I know we missed George Kittle in the end zone for another, but that is to be expected when you have your third string quarterback playing the game. But it was close, right? I think at halftime it was 6-3 Seahawks at half. You had every opportunity to win it, but smartly enough or fortunately enough, the 49ers end up losing the game, and we land with the 12th pick. That gives you a lot of room. A lot of wiggle room. 49ers Twitter was blowing up all day talking about it. It was crazy. So it was complete circus. You had all the beat writers going back and forth. They're discussing Jimmy Garoppolo and his work ethic and what he's saying in the interviews. It was amazing, but this is what we're to expect in the offseason for the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm so excited, and I'm so excited that let me tell you my biggest excitement. My biggest excitement is I'm happy for Robert Saleh. Sad to see him leave, but hey, we've had top 5 defenses, which is great, and I loved them. But hey, if somebody else come in, let's say somebody else comes in, and I'm rooting for DeMarco Ryans. If we can get him, we just need somebody who blitz more. Our team looked better when we blitzed. And could you imagine what a great pass rush, what a blitz would do for us? I'm just thinking, being creative and thinking like, hey, I'm also here for it. I'm here to see how Kyle runs this ship without Saleh around. Saleh was pretty solid. I just want to see him come to a. I want him to see him come to some conclusion about a defensive coordinator pretty early. I'm sure Robert Saleh, he got his picks of the litter. I'm pretty sure he may pick Detroit. Only because I believe that Detroit, he's from Detroit, Michigan. He's from Michigan. I don't know if he's from Detroit, but I know that's where he probably will land. But as a 49er going into the offseason, I like this competitive game with Seattle, but going into this offseason, my grades, I'm gonna start with quarterback, and we're gonna I go then you go. Okay, so my quarterback.
Which grades, one though? Which quarterback?
And I'm going
Which
down.
Quarterback?
I'm grading them all. Yeah, all of them. So I'm gonna start with CJ Beathard. CJ Beathard actually won us a game, but he's still a backup, and I still think we need to improve our backup quarterback. So I like CJ, but I think it's time to move on for CJ. So my grade for him would be a D. So that's like an F, right? So Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins also won us a game. He's actually salvageable, but Nick Mullins turns over the ball in crucial situations, and he doesn't seem to really fit our scheme and what we do. He's kind of a drop back guy that needs to just, be short, throw short passes, 1 or 2 reads type of deal, because he gets real antsy in the pocket. So I also gave him an F.
Yeah.
Jimmy G, in his performance, I give him a C. Jimmy G actually didn't play so bad. He didn't play so bad with the Cardinals, the Jets, and even with the Rams when he came back. I thought he did pretty well. I think we need to understand what Jimmy G is, though. Jimmy G is just that. I don't see him improving. I haven't seen his game improve, and he can't stay healthy. And I think
there you go.
And I think if you're a 49er fan, you have to go for the people who's available. He's never available. And I'm looking at Russell Wilson, and he has never missed a start. I mean, Kyler Murray's out there, golf. They're available.
Yeah.
Our quarterback is not available. We cannot go into this year not only with an average quarterback, but a not available quarterback. Give me your thoughts.
Well, John Lynch, he's saying he expects, and a lot of 49er fans, they were picking apart the rhetoric. John Lynch expects Jimmy Garoppolo to be the quarterback of 2021. That's a funny word. It means you predict, you're thinking that it will happen. Nothing is concrete. Nothing is concrete. You just said it. He's been unavailable, and this goes back to his days in New England. Okay, he has not been healthy. Let me retract. He was healthy one season. 2019 49ers go to the Super Bowl. He was healthy one time in his entire career. The best availability are quarterbacks that are available, and that's just not what we're seeing. I want to say on the season, he was below average. He should admit to that. The injuries, some of that has to fall on him, not escaping the pocket, not extending the play, not stepping into the pocket. All of these are on the quarterback. I have to say it's a D grade for him, below average, right? CJ Beathard came in, wins the game against Arizona, has a bunch of miscues, but that's to be expected from your third string quarterback. If we're saying, where do I grade him based on third string quarterbacks? I'm going to say C. I'm going to give CJ Beathard a C grade based upon third string quarterbacks. Nick Mullins played like a backup, but this time around, I think he played below average, and it was pretty much disappointing to see the same mistakes happen over and over again. About 2 turnovers a game, or 1.5, give or take. All interceptions, all indecisive passes. These are just things you cannot have when you're playing QB1. Once again, another below average performance from Nick Mullins. I'm going to say a D. It's just the quarterback room. It stunk. Okay. All season, it was just below average play from the get-go. Once Jimmy Garoppolo goes down, I just think, the writing was on the wall, and you had a bunch of players playing out of position. Nick Mullins is a backup. He is not a QB1. He was playing out of position. It is what it is. But out of everyone, CJ Beathard, that was a great win against Arizona. Showed that he at least can be a third string quarterback in this league. Great for his career. He gets a C grade. He does the best out of everyone in the quarterback room.
So I'm going to go down the list of players. I'm not going to stay consistent on positions. I'm going to name a player. Okay. I'm going to give my grade. You give your grade. Charlie Warner. I'm going to say I've not seen enough of Charlie Warner to give him a passing grade, so I'm going to give him a C. He probably was just average. But I didn't really see him doing much. So I'm going to say average. What do you got?
I'm going to say a D. Why? Because obviously he could not beat out Ross Dwelly, right, for playing time. There's a reason why we didn't see Charlie Warner out there. There's a perfectly good reason. With George Kittle going down, we should have seen more of Charlie Warner. There's something going on. I'm going to say D.
All right, we got a Kellow Weatherspoon here.
Ah, man.
So Kellow Weatherspoon for me, I'm going to give him a C, and he came up. He came up to a C. He did a really good job against DK Metcalf, and I got to applaud him for that. Jason Verrette also did a good job, but when I seen for the last 3 games, he deserves a spot or a camp next year. What do you got for Weatherspoon?
Yeah, I thought he was in the doghouse. I'm not going to lie to you. I was another disappointment on the roster, someone with a high ceiling. I thought he played well. Okay, C plus. I thought he played well. He was average for the most part. He was your average corner, but he showed some hints that he can definitely pull it up a notch. He can go to the next level. Like you said, I want to see him in another training camp. Like you said, that was a great game against Seattle. Really put his footprint in the game. No one could stop Tyler Lockett. That's what the problem was. Tyler Lockett went off.
Yeah,
We didn't have an answer for Tyler Lockett. That's just a connection Russell Wilson and him have. But nonetheless, yeah, I think Witherspoon, yeah, C plus, a little bit above average.
Mitch Winowski.
A.
I'm gonna give him an A.
Unequivocally an A. Okay,
And he can tackle on special
we've been tweeting
teams.
it.
And he can tackle
We've
on
been
special
talking
teams.
about it. Yeah, he's an A.
He's
Yeah.
an A, man. I don't know how to judge him, but he got good air under the ball. We didn't get no returns this year. We're pretty solid in that area. We go Jeff Wilson. I'm gonna give Jeff Wilson an A. Well, I'm gonna give him a B because of the fumble problems he's had. But I will tell you, man, he's a workhorse. He's getting better. He's just a physical specimen. He reminds me of a young, and I don't even want to say it, but young Henry from the Titans. I mean, he reminds me of someone that's just downhill, physical. So, I don't know, man. I have to give him a B. What do you got?
So I looked into his fumbles. He has 2 fumbles. One of them, it was for a loss. And so, if he was playing for New England, we probably wouldn't hear of this guy ever again. But fortunately enough for us, he's right here in San Francisco. So I want to say, due to him filling in for the injuries, bouncing back from injuries, not allowing an ankle to keep him sidelined, I'm going to give him an A minus despite the fumble problems. Workhorse. Great work ethic. I love how he's a downhill runner. The 49ers need someone like that. We need a Derrick Henry type of runner. The finesse is great. The open holes, the runs that Mostert has, those are great. Sometimes you need your ground and pound. Jeff Wilson Jr. definitely delivered that. A minus.
Thunder and lightning. K'Wan Williams.
K'Wan. He was injured slightly, but still one of the best nickel corners, if not the best. Another A minus performance. I would just leave him at an A, but of course there's always room to grow. I'm gonna say an A minus just based off of the fact he is top notch. I mean, top level, shut down multiple nickels. If without him, the 49ers look drastically different. And look at him on the blitz. He's killing them on the corner blitz. Robert Saleh, great call, doing that early on the first downs too.
Yeah, I got him at a B, and the reason why I got him at a B is because of injuries. I'm gonna start including that in. If you're injured, if you're not available, I mean, he missed about 6 games. You know what I mean? Like, he could have really helped us down the stretch, especially against Buffalo. That would, but when he's on the field, man, we're 3 times better. So, I give him a B. This is easy. Fred Warner.
A plus, all pro. And did you hear what this guy said? He said he's going to be even better next season, and I believe him. I believe him without a shadow of a doubt. Like, he's going to get smarter. The game is going to continue to slow down for this guy. I can actually see him putting on a little bit of muscle. Even 5 to 7 pounds of muscle is going to drastically change the impact. Watch, this guy's going to really step it up 2021.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and give him an A+ too, man. I mean, he's not only a great football player, but he's a great leader. And he leads by example. He can cover anybody.
Yeah,
I got to give him some love.
Yeah.
Man. I got to give him that. Jimmy Ward.
You know, we were hard on Jimmy Ward, and Jimmy Ward's actually been one of the best tacklers on the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Ward deserves a B- grade, okay? Injuries included, missed coverages included, but stout when it came to tackling in the open field. And, you know, a lot of people underestimate how valuable tackling in the open field is in the NFL. A lot of these smaller defensive backs, they do not like to tackle. Jimmy Ward is different. He plays different. He's physical. B-.
Yeah, I give him a B. I gave him a B+. I think Jimmy showed me something. He can really cover. I mean, he's not a ball hawk, but he can cover. So I'm definitely liking him a lot. So I think going into the next season, he should be an All-Pro, though. He's got to take that next step.
Yeah, he does. He does. In the coverages, he has to start seeing the game before it comes to him. You know, like I think Fred Warner's starting to see the game. He's able to fill holes because he knows what players are going to do that might come from film study. But right now, Jimmy Ward, sometimes the game is still fast for him. And you can tell like his head is on a swivel like that instead of just locked in, you know, breaking on some routes. He doesn't really like to break on routes because he doesn't know the route is coming. And so I think we got to see some of that going into 2021.
Jason Verrette.
Where do you have him?
I got Jason Verrette as a B. And the reason why I got him as a B is because I feel like I think he's All-Pro, but I still believe that we've not seen the best of him yet. And I think I think he's really, really good. And I think he's going to be next level good if he can stay healthy. He is extremely good, bro. Like from his footwork to his vision to his tackling to his instincts.
Yep.
I just think he's really good, man. So I got him as a B, and I don't want to put him in an A because I think next year we'll see a better version of him.
That was a great point. I'm going to have him at an A just based on the fact the 49ers did not have a great front seven. We did not have tremendous pressure coming from defensive linemen. That wasn't seen. But still on the back end, Jason Verrette shows up on the chart every single game. You know, every game he's either disrupting passes or staying with his man on route. So the quarterback thinks twice about throwing it in his direction. Like you said, I think with this season under his belt, the confidence going in saying, okay, I didn't get injured. I'm playing with a squad that appreciates me. Man, the ceiling's going to be high for him in 2021. And I think he can step up. I think he can even move into a lockdown. I think this guy can be a lockdown.
What I said. I think next year he's going to take that next step, I think.
If the 49ers can get their front seven, you know, operating on full cylinder, no injuries, I think the book is yet to be written on just how good Verrette's going to be. Yeah, he's an A.
Laken Tomlinson.
He kind of stumbled a little bit this season, as did many of the linemen to the right of Trent Williams.
No, he's right next to Trent. He's a left guard.
So he's on the right side of Trent or left side?
So he's on the right side of Trent. So he's on. Trent's left tackle. He's the left guard.
So yeah. So everyone on the right side of Trent going down, I think had a lackluster year. Yeah. They stumbled. He was average. He was a C. There was miscommunication early on in the season. They got that down. Him and Trent kind of started to pick that steam up as the season went on, but it was a C. I think he gets to the second level on run plays, passing, blocking. We continue to struggle. Okay, real quick, shout out to Justin Skull filling in. Okay, he didn't look that bad out there.
I don't know, dog.
Did he give up? He gave up some sacks.
He gave it up at the end, yeah. And he gave it up, and so did your boy Mike Mcglinchey. Always saves the best for last. But hold on. So Lincoln Thompson, I'm gonna say B plus, man. I think Lincoln Thompson, when him and Williams are together, that's a big, huge side. But not just that. I remember with how he played 1-on-1 against Aaron Donald. Like, he did a really good job, man. I like Lincoln Thompson. I think he's a really solid guard.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be next level good next year.
I think everyone's gonna be good. Really, really solid.
Katavius Street, I'm sorry. Defensive tackle.
How much?
He's the end, actually.
How much tape did I? Because I know he suffered a few injuries. Yeah. There was his. I don't know if he put that grade of tape out there. I think it's. If I look at the tape thoroughly, I'm sure it's going to be below average. I was going to say a C, but I'm going to go ahead and go with a D just based off. I know he was injured for a fact. I know he missed a bunch of playing time. When he got in, I've probably seen his name less than a handful of times. I'm going to give him a D. Went invisible out there if he was out there at all.
I'm going to give him a D because he didn't play that much. I know he did. He's a pretty good run stopper, but he's too far on the depth chart for me. That means he could be replaced.
Oh, yeah.
This is easy. Brandon Ayuk.
Stud. What a beast. I'm going to go ahead and give him a B, right? I'm going to give him a B. As a rookie, yeah, we can go ahead and give him an A. If we're comparing him to the rest of the rookie class, specifically the receivers, right? And you think of Ruggs and you think of Jefferson. I want to say this. Brandon Ayuk has already shown that he has the skill set to be a wide receiver 1. I think he can grow in size and in frame and route running, right? I'm seeing separation, but I think he can take it up another notch. He's already prepared, but I want to see quick feet at the beginning of the route, right? I want to see him more wide open. I think a lot of his catches were contested. Crappy quarterback play, you can say that, but he can get a little bit more separation if he has some quick feet at the beginning of the break. But yeah, I'm going to say a B because I'm going to leave some room for him to take that next step going into next season.
I say a B too. He actually was really good this year, but he's had some drops that I feel like that he can improve on. And his separation too. I think he could definitely separate a little better. Hey, I appreciate the comment. I appreciate you saying you enjoy the show. We appreciate it, man. All fans, baby.
That's love, man.
Kyle's use check. The juice.
Woo! The juice. Man, I wish we would have got him that touchdown on Sunday's game. Juice check. He is the Swiss Army knife. It's easy to give him an A. And you give players the grade based on their responsibilities. Anytime his number has been called, I don't know how many times we've asked for him to do the fullback dive. Okay, the fullback dive, short yardage plays. He's delivered countless times. He's maybe been stopped less than a handful of times. When you ask him to go out, wheel route, dig, whatever, he's catching the ball, and he's catching the ball, getting yak. It could be between traffic. I think this guy's an A. He's a stud. He's going to be extremely expensive. I heard him in a press conference talking about potentially staying, how that might work out. He got a little bit emotional talking about the team.
If he get emotional, that means he may not be there, man. I mean, that's just kind of this.
Yeah, he got a little emotional. Yeah. But yeah, he's an A. He's an absolute winner, absolute stud. Every time his number's been called, he delivered. I'll be sad to see him go.
Definitely not gonna go into it. He's one of my favorite players on the football team. He's definitely an A for me. I think any fullback that can do what he does, I mean, he's an extension of the offensive line. He's really good. I think he's better than the next guy. We got Mike Mcglinchey.
F. F. He's terrible. He needs to gain 15 pounds.
Yeah, I'm gonna go F. He gave up too many late game sacks, too many sacks, no accountability.
Yeah, he said, "I'm still here." I actually found the tweet. I found it. He said that.
Yeah.
This was in October after a terrible performance. This guy said, "I'm still here."
Yeah, he's trash, bro. He's absolute garbage trash. Derek McKinnon.
Oh, man, another disappointment. I'm just going to say it. Another free agent acquisition that just didn't pan out. C, I give him a C. He had some flashes of old jet, but the afterburners are gone. I'm telling you, we're not going to see that speed. It's just surgery after surgery, setback after setback. C, he had an average season, did some things good. He was great in pass protection. I think that needs to be noted. I've seen him seal many blocks, saved the quarterback multiple times, left and right side. But a C, just based on what he was asked to do, run plays, he never really got that burst going. Not a downhill runner, a little bit too much finesse. Got passed up by Jeff Wilson and anyone else that was on the roster at running back.
Yeah, I got mixed feelings about him because I don't think he was extremely healthy this year. I know it's kind of hard to come back from that surgery, 2-time surgery, and play at the level that you're used to. I think next year, probably on another team, he'll look really, really good because I think his explosion to come back. He's still young. So I still think he has an opportunity for his explosion to come back, but he definitely wasn't the same guy. He's always been. So let's go Javon King Law.
King Law had a good season. For a rookie, he had a good season, okay? He wasn't getting home for many of the sacks. I think he maybe had 2.5 sacks on the season. Of course, he wasn't going to step in and be an immediate replacement for DeForest Buckner. 49er fans are naive to even think that, but he had a great rookie season. I'm going to say, though, it was a C+. It was a C+ season for me. I seen flashes of a player that has potential, right? He was so close to getting home. Should probably have around 6 or 7 sacks on the season. He was really good against the run. He was good at batting passes down. So he shows all the tangibles. Okay. He shows all the tangibles. I'm going to give him a C+. He's raw. Okay. He's raw. A lot of room to grow.
I love him, man. I'm going to give him a B+. And the reason why I give him a B+ is because he has a lot more room to grow. I'm gonna treat him like I did Brandon Ayuk, only because I believe we have not seen the best of him. I think next year he'll be really, really good. I think he was good this year, but I think he has a lot of room to grow. He's really good against the run. We just need a little bit more in that pass rush. He was like a step away of like 6 or 7 sacks. I mean, he's pretty good. Let's go. I don't want to go that one. Tavarius Moore
looked good. He looked good. He was out there making some really nice tackles, filled in. Obviously, he's the guy, I believe, going forward over to Kwaski Tart. Mm-hmm. Where do we grade him? It's easy for me to give him a B, right? I think another player, and we can say this about every player, they have room to grow, but a lot of these players are stepping into roles that they did not have in the beginning of the season. And so Tavarius Moore was learning on the fly, but he looked good. He looked decent in coverage, great tackler, outstanding when it comes to allowing the short yardage pass, but coming up to make the tackle, not letting the person get behind you. Everyone's going to get beat sometimes. Everyone's going to miss a tackle every now and then, but he had a B performance on the season to me.
He's probably going to be our starting strong safety next year. We'll probably end up drafting one, but we're not spending no money on no free agent for that position. So I like him, and I think he's a thumper. He's out of position sometime, but he makes up for it. He's very physical inside the box. And that allowed Jimmy Ward to go in the box. I think Jimmy's really good in the box. So, we'll definitely be all right. I think Tavares is really, really good. This one's a really good one. Emmanuel Mosley.
Injury bug caught him too. Emmanuel Mosley, because that's why we weren't really seeing Emmanuel Mosley. I think Emmanuel Mosley was injured from last season. We just didn't see much tape on Emmanuel Mosley. He's gonna get a D. When he stepped in at nickel, it wasn't great at all, right? I think you mentioned it. Doesn't have the hips for the nickel position. Taller guy. He didn't put a great tape out there in 2020. Go ahead and give him a D.
Hey, I just want to tell everybody that's watching this show right now, if you could do me a big favor and push the like button on the show, man, I would really, really appreciate it. That does help the channel out. I like E-Man. I think we need to retain E-Man. I think he's good for our system. But we still need to draft a corner. I think we need to draft the corner within the first 3 picks that we have. So they should be pretty legit. I appreciate you, brother. I really appreciate it. He said like
that'd be so dope. Oh, nice. We appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
That'd be nice if we can get a top tier corner.
Yeah,
we need it.
We need that top tier corner, man. We need that guy.
Mm-hmm.
We need that guy to be able to, because I don't believe Richard Sherman's coming back, man. I don't think Richard Sherman's coming back. So we need to get like my man said in the comments. He said we need to get younger corner. We do, man. I like E-Man. He's not old. Verrette's still kind of young. Sherman's on his way. So I think, I'm gonna give E-Man. I'm gonna give him a B minus.
Yeah.
To a C. He got burnt a couple times, and I was very angry at him a little. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little angry at him, man. We're gonna go Deebo Samuel.
Deebo, feels like everybody was just banged up. When Deebo plays, he's outstanding.
We was injuries in the year, man. Yeah, we was.
We have 15 again.
No, I said.
So I know we have 15.
We led the NFL with injuries in injury reserve 2 years in a row.
I know, and I was wondering because I know we had 15 in 2019. I wonder if it was up there at 15 again. Another 15 players on the IR. But Deebo, when he plays, Deebo's electric, very physical, changes the foundation of the offense. Right? We look foundationally different. What we're able to do, what we're able to scheme. But he's just not available. Wasn't available this season. I have fear that he has a durability issue, and I'm just being honest. But when I see his tape, I'm going to say a B, right? He just has to find a way to protect himself, find a way to invest into his body so he can remain on the field. He has A caliber play in him, right? He can easily be an A+ player every single season. He just has to be available.
He means so much to our team. He has to stay healthy. And I think he needs to treat himself like a quarterback would, man. Like we need him on the field. So he sometimes he needs to get out of bounds or, do stuff like that. So I'm going to give him a B because he's special.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman.
Man, Richard Sherman, Uncle Rich. He had an okay season, right? He had an okay season, an average season. I'm not going to give Uncle Sherman a D. Yeah, he got burnt. Yeah, he missed some tackles. So does every other corner in the league. He had just an average season for the games that he was available. I think he was saving himself for his next, journey, next step in his journey, because I know he's moving on to another team. I just
Mhm.
don't see him as a priority, especially not over Jason Verrette or Trent Williams. But yeah, I thought he had a C performance for the games that he did play what we asked him to do. But yeah, I'm sad it wasn't a great farewell season for him, but definitely we appreciate everything he's contributed. And watch, Emmanuel Mosley actually, I think, is going to look better next season due to everything he's learned from Richard Sherman. And with Richard Sherman being gone, he's going to know there's going to be a void. I think he's going to step up. But yeah,
I
C.
think
C.
Richard Sherman's gonna go with Robert Sala, but I think Richard Sherman in his leadership alone is worth a B. I'm gonna give him a B because I view him as the backbone of our defense, and I think Fred Warner took that over. So he did his job by really mentoring our young pups and showing them how to be professionals.
Yeah.
And what it take the game serious. It's just there's no amount of thanks we can give him because that's what he did. He showed us how to be a championship caliber team, and he showed us very
Mm-hmm.
very quickly on what it took. So I appreciate you,
Yeah.
Sherm, and I know he's probably gonna be out, man, and I'm gonna miss Sherm. I'm gonna still root for him wherever he goes,
Same.
as long as it's not in our division. Let's go,
Same.
Jermichael Hasty.
Hmm. C minus based off of the fumble issues. Another high ceiling type of player. It'd be interesting to see where he lands 2021. I'm not sure if he's on a 49er roster or not, but when we seen him in the games, extremely explosive out of the box, can catch the ball. I'm gonna give him a C for what we seen on tape. I'm gonna give him a C. Had the fumble. I think he fumbled twice. Fumble issues are prevalent with this one, but yeah, a speedy guy, great cuts, physical,
Mm-hmm.
average play this season. C.
I think he's young. I'm gonna give him a C. Um, and I'm gonna give him a D. He just wasn't healthy. He played minimum time, and when he did, he showed flashes.
Mm-hmm.
So I give him that. But I don't want to. I'm definitely going to keep him around that D area. Um, Ross Dwelly.
Ross Dwelly, he looked decent this season, especially filling in for George Kittle. I'm going to give Ross Dwelly a B. Solid performance, solid blocker. He has actually above average hands for a tight end. Yeah, B performance. I thought he did well filling in for George Kittle. It just shows you just how great George Kittle is because immediately when 85 comes back, man, you just see what you're able to do, how open the offense becomes. But Ross Dwelly, he did a fine job. B performance on the year.
Yeah, I give Ross Dwelly a B. Also, I think he was a good blocker, and I seen him out there doing things when Juice wasn't able to do it. He'd play a little bit of wing player. He'd be pulling, and I mean, he was really good.
Mhm.
I like Dwight. I like Ross Dwelly. He's pretty good. He's a good pickup for her. Eric Armstead.
Eric Armstead had a good game on Sunday against the
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
He picked up steam later in the year.
Out of
You,
position.
you yeah, and I think that accounts for something. Playing out of position but still having impact, that has to account for something. I think Niner friends are not going to agree, but I think he deserves a B minus.
Mm-hmm.
I know Niner fans want to throw him in the doghouse and say, he stinks. He got a contract and did nothing. Played out of position, still had an impact, still was disrupting plays, batting a lot of balls down, getting tackles in the backfield, right? It may not have translated to sacks, but he was in the backfield tackling runners, you know,
Mm-hmm.
chasing down mobile quarterbacks, 4 times out of the year. I'm going to give him a B minus.
Yeah, somebody in our comments said one of our 49er fans said He should be at a D plus. He needs more sacks before we pay him. And I understand that. The thing is for me is he's playing out of position. It is really, really hard to play out of position. It's just like Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman's a great corner, but if we was to put him in the slot, he wouldn't look good at all, right? He's playing out of his position. That's what we're asking him to do at DN. That's D Ford's area. That's somewhere that D Ford should have been, and he should have been naturally inside, and he would cause havoc from the inside. So I'm going to give him a B plus. I like him. I also like what he does off the field. The humanitarian he is and how he looks after these kids out here in Sacramento. I got a lot of respect for Eric Armstead.
Same.
And hopefully we can get him on the show soon. So
he's going to be, 49er fans better relax because Eric Armstead, when he played defensive tackle, he looked great. Mm-hmm. He looked great.
Him and Ken Law next to each other with an elite defensive end like Bosa and an elite defensive end we may pick up in free agency or a rookie. Man, I'm telling you, man, we're going to look like a whole different team, man. Whole different team. So
I can't wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge. So let me do this. Let me go here. Let me go Kendrick Bourne.
KB. Kendrick Bourne on the year. I'm just a fan of Kendrick Bourne. I'm gonna say I'm reluctant to give him a B minus because I'm edging more to the C area based off of the drops. I'm going to say B minus because he looks good out there. When you call his number on those third downs, he's catching the ball. Last week, I thought he had a good performance. What did he have? He put up 76 yards, 5 receptions. And that is easy money for him. That's something that he can easily do every single game. So it's interesting. I can't wait to see him in 2021. I hope they bring him back.
What was your grade on him?
B minus.
And why did you say the minus again?
The drops. I want to give him a B, but the drops, and it's always early. It's like he's a little bit nervous. And then he starts picking up.
This was hard for me, man. I've been all year long. I've been because I'm a huge fan of Kendrick Bourne, and I like his energy. I like who he is as a player and what he brings to our locker room. I'm going to have to say B minus, man. And I'm with you. I was going to give him a C, but I'm going to give him a B minus, and I'm going to give him a B minus because he caught some big ones too. He caught some spectacular catches. He's a good body kid, good size. I got a lot of respect for Kendrick Bourne, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to give him a B minus. We're almost wrapping up here. We got a couple more to go. Dre Greenlaw.
Dre Greenlaw started to step it up as the season went on. I know I sound like a broken record. Maybe that's just how players adapt, but I thought Dre Greenlaw played great once Quan Alexander was gone. Okay. Greenlaw put up a solid C plus performance, right? And I know people are like, man, you're talking about him like he put up an A. No, this is a kid that is developing, right? Trying to find his way in that outside linebacker position. But I will say this, go back and watch his tape. Okay. When you go back and watch his tape against Seattle, if you go back and watch his tapes against Seattle in 2019, and then you fast forward into 2020, where he left off is exactly what he did in 2020. Great tackler, right? Chasing down tight ends, sideline to sideline, stepping up in the box when it was called upon. I think this guy is going to be really, really good going into next season. C plus grade from me.
I'm going to give him an A. I think Dre Greenlaw, he had some down games, but I do believe Dre Greenlaw only missed 5 tackles on the year. I've seen that statistic
That's
for
phenomenal.
him. That's unbelievable. I mean, he's a sure tackler, and that matters in
Wow.
the NFL. So I said, you know what? This guy to me, he covers well. He's sideline to sideline. He don't miss a lot of tackles.
Yeah.
Greenlaw to me I got to give him an A for what he does for our program. Tevin Coleman.
Man, I think earlier in the year on another podcast, I think I gave Tevin Coleman a terrible grade. He's averaging 1.5 yards per. Tevin Coleman has to go.
He's got to go. He's got to go.
Injuries, just is he cohesive with what we are trying to do as an offense? I don't know. I'm not seeing it. I'm going to give him a D. COVID hit, and I know that he had cancer previously, so it just wasn't safe for him to play the games. I get that. He's also dealt with some ankle injuries. I just don't see him in the philosophy of the offense. It looked bad every time that he kind of played. He had spurts where he would get a first down, hard running. D performance though on the season.
Yeah, I think he's an F. I think he just didn't give us nothing this year. He didn't help us win a game. He didn't come in and he gave us absolutely nothing this year. I can't even think of a game that I can say, you know what, Tevin Coleman played really well in that game. He didn't, and he was injured. Yeah, he's an F for me. I couldn't, and I like Tevin Coleman, but it's time for him to go. There's a couple places I wanted to go here. Let me go. Jakarski Tart.
Just unavailable. But what else is new? Another player that if he was on the field for all 16 weeks, I'm sure he would put up great tape, great numbers, great stats. He's just unavailable. When he is out there, he's not causing many turnovers. And I think that's something where the 49ers need to look at upgrading. We have to start causing some turnovers on the back end. I'm going to go ahead and give him a D, not a D minus. Just a solid D based on availability.
Yeah, because he's a C play. He's a C player for me, but then with the injuries, I drop him down to a D. And it's also time for us to move on and get somebody. Tavares Moore plays that really well too. So we didn't lose a beat with him being gone. Trent Taylor.
F. Trent Taylor deserves an F.
Even on special teams, he's an F.
He looked bad. He looked bad. He looks bad. I don't see him competing for a solid roster spot on this team going into next season. I mean, he's lost out to every receiver that we've brought in. I don't even know if he's injured or not, but last week would have been a perfect opportunity for him to see the field. Hasn't for weeks. F performance from Trent Taylor. Seems like a nice guy, but it's just not working out. I think the injuries, the setbacks, and the game progresses so fast for guys that I think he's being left behind. F performance on the year.
Yeah, I believe F. Richie James.
Richie James had a phenomenal game. One game, looked great in one game. Hasn't really looked great in the return. I'm going to give Richie James a C because Richie James, I think with opportunity, Richie James can be a solid receiver in the NFL. He's shown that. He has decent hands, good speed, but just on the year, C performance.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a C too. I see him really. He's like our fourth receiver, so that's not bad. He's a C guy. He comes off the bench. I mean, I got to give it to him. He had a really good game for us too. He plays hard. C. He's nothing special to me. This one's easy. Trent Williams.
Oh, Trent Williams did great. He had an A performance all season, filled in perfectly on the left side. Um, without, I think if the 49ers do not sign him, you're going to have
We're in trouble.
serious issues.
We're in trouble.
Yeah, you're going to have serious issues.
You can't blame it on
because
the quarterback if you don't have a Pro Bowl left tackle.
that the blind side, if you don't solidify, and it has to be him, because I think if you drop down any more tiers with the uncertainty at quarterback, you're just putting your team not in the best possible position to win games. Trent Williams had an A performance all season. Did very well. Very, very few miscues from Trent Williams. Rarely on the ground as the quarterback was getting sacked.
Yeah, he's an A+ to me. A++. Good personality, dominant, run and pass.
Yeah.
He's what we want, what we need. Pay this man the money. My last one, man. And this one, to me, I saved it for last because I think we should bring this guy back. Jamar, I know he got injured. Jamar Taylor.
Speak on it. Speak on why you want to bring him back.
The corner Jamar Taylor, when he filled in for Williams when he went out, and I know Jamar hurt himself. I mean, I know he hurt himself bad, but when he was filling in for those games, man, we didn't miss a beat. He looked good, bro.
Was that 41 or 40? 41 or 48? What was his number?
He was a 23 guy, 24, some 23 or something. He was a low number.
Was he?
Yeah, Jamar Taylor. Yeah, he was good, man. He's the one we picked up from like Cleveland or something. But he played hard, man. He played hard, and then he got hurt, and they carted him off the field. And
yeah,
but I do think we should bring him back. I think we may lose Williams, and I think if he's healthy, I think he can give us something right there.
Well, yeah, the game, and if because I know I did see him fill in for nickel, and when he did fill in, of course there's not enough tape, and I think that's kind of where you're going. I would like to see him come back at least for depth. Especially a guy that can come in and fill in at that nickel. We just don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty there, especially when Williams went down. It was nice to have someone that can step into the role, next man up. I would like to see a little bit more tape on Jamar. From what I've seen, it's going to be a C performance. Mm-hmm. Injuries are going to happen. We know that. But if he can come back, I don't think he's competing for a starting position by no means, but I definitely think he can get his way on that practice squad and find his way, hopefully, onto the roster. But see performance.
That's our grades. We're definitely we're gonna open this thing up. So we want to have mock drafts, some trade scenarios. We're gonna talk about free agencies, how this offseason is gonna look, who should we acquire, how can he fit with us. Coaching changes, coaches moves. We're going to talk about a lot in this podcast, and I'm going to enjoy this offseason just like I do during the season. We are two big, huge 49er fans, and I'm just happy to be behind the mic and cover the team, man. I love us, man, and every Sunday I get up for us. So I really appreciate it, man. Any last words before we get up out of here?
Man, I'm just looking at some of these cap hits going into 2021. Garoppolo's hitting for $26 million. D Ford with $20 million. Armstead with $12 million. Richburg. 49ers front office has a lot of maneuvering to do. I think you and I have said it. If anyone in the front office is watching, sign. Okay, Trent Williams. Put it on paper. Sign him. You got to sign Trent Williams.
You got to sign Trent and Verrette. We got to get.
You have to.
You got to get those two back, man. And then I think the third priority, if we can get it done, would be Juice. And I think we got to get Juice. Then Kendrick Bourne. It's so many, man. We gonna have a great off season, man. We're gonna have a great off season.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great to talk about. My name is Akeem. That's Blair Coates. We're the 49er Empire Podcast. Please push the like button, subscribe, and share. Go Niners. We out.
You know what's going down.